first I played "Don't Stop Me Now" by Queen because it's kind of a challenge.
Don't stop me.
'Cause I'm having a good time, having a good time. Yeah, so that's a challenge that you have to take in front of an audience. But later we went upstairs. We came here to one of the small karaoke rooms, and probably the number of songs had were more than, I don't know, 3 numbers.
Yeah.
Let's say 3 numbers.
That sounds awesome. You're the karaoke.
How do you say that? 3 numbers? Like a number made of 3 numbers? How do you call it? 3 figures.
Oh yeah. Okay.
3 digits.
Three digits?
Yeah.
Okay.
3 digits.
Uh-huh.
That's the thing about my English, because my English is not okay. Sometimes I summon the Benigni effect. So I feel like a nicer person. I feel nicer and funnier because of the way sometimes English language is like a car crash in my brain. So I think I'm not that sympathetic in Spain.
Yeah.
When I talk in my proper mother language, I'm such a nasty guy. But in English, I'm this charming guy who's always messing with words. Yeah.
You're just one of the coolest people on the planet. So.
I don't know. Have you heard about Nelson Mandela?
Yes.
He's also amazing.
He is also amazing. That's great. All right, you ready? We ready?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Well, here, I'm Bryan Kluger with Boomstick Comics, and we are here with the superstar filmmaker and actor, Nacho Vigalondo.
Thank you, sir.
For his new film, his new amazing film, which is an ode to the kaiju genre.
It's an ode. I love that you say that, because some people think that I'm trying to be the smart guy in the room making something that is higher than the regular kaiju film, and that's not the case. I love those films.
Yeah, and I mean, I also want to say that the movie is called Colossal. It is a colossal range of emotions and character.
Oh, thank you.
It is so good. I loved it so much. What sparked this story within you? Because you wrote and directed this, right?
I wrote this film like a few years ago. It was actually wrote in 2014, 15. Everything came really fast. Because the story was already in my head in advance. It was, I don't know, probably 10 years ago I came with this small device to trigger a film. Like, what if you are a person here and your actions get replicated in a bigger scale at the other side of the world by a giant kaiju monster? But that was just a device. It was there, and I didn't know how to make a story out of that. But a few years ago, probably I was going through this kind of depressive time in my life. I was going through some hard things. If you know the movie, you can guess that I was drinking too much during the time. I didn't reach the levels of something serious, something that because I know the problem. I know the problem with people drinking too much, alcoholics, and that's a really serious thing. And I don't want to take that as part of my life, because it's not the same at all. But I could feel that I was spinning out of control in some ways. I needed to find a way to stop. So this story came about this person out of control that finds a way to see herself in front of a mirror and be able to change something about her life.
Yeah, and like the character transformations throughout the film are so amazing. And when writing that, did you know where each of them were going to go, or did it just come, as you were shooting, or? While
I was writing the movie, I knew this was going to be a battle between her and the other character that becomes the villain in the film. And I knew that this was going to be a movie about adults, out of shape, partially drunk, fighting in a park early in the morning, while in the other side of the world it's pure mayhem, pure chaos.
Yeah.
So I wanted to reach that point in the film. That was clear from the moment that I started writing the script. But I have to tell you that in one of the earlier drafts of the story, she won in a way that was like her being able to be stronger, just stronger, just being able to be more powerful than the other guy, but just in numbers. That wasn't right. Later I realized that she has to win over him by thinking out of the box.
Yeah.
Which is what happens.
Yes.
So, and I hope it works.
It worked. It worked.
Oh, thank you. Because I read all the reviews, and some people got angry at that. I totally understand. This is a legitimate opinion, but it had to be that way. I mean, she had to think out of the box, surprise everybody.
Yeah, and you got Anne Hathaway, Jason Sudeikis, Tim Blake Nelson. What was the camaraderie on set with the movie?
That's ridiculous. That's unbelievable. I'm still thinking that I'm living this particular version of the Truman Show, and I'm gonna go down the street. I'm gonna walk down the street, and suddenly a bulb is coming from the sky.
Like, that's not real.
Over my head, because it's amazing. If you like the movie, you have to thank Anne Hathaway. Because she read the script through her agent, and she decided to play the role. Since she is on the boat, the movie is not anymore an indie film made by this Spanish widow. It's an Anne Hathaway film, and once Anne Hathaway is there, everything got built in a way that I would never expected when I was writing the script. I was ready to make a movie like in the most indie traditional way, like low budget, different kind of actors, probably even in Spain. I was ready to make the movie in a more contained way, but at some point something happened, and it became a fairy tale.
Oh, it's so good. And with movies like great films in cinema history, like Time Crimes, Extraterrestrial, the short films. Is there a certain genre that you haven't tackled yet that you really want to go after?
I feel like a kid being able to approach all the genres that I like, and I would love to be able to make a lot of. I want to make a horror film someday, and I want to make big scale science fiction. Of course, I love to do that. But I don't know what's gonna happen. It's funny because I don't have a plan about what to do and when. But it's funny how you make movies and you can see how these movies echo other movies that you made.
Yeah.
Not in a premeditated way. It's not something. It's not part of my plan. But I can tell that Colossal could be the second installment in a trilogy that started with Extraterrestrial. About big science fiction and big hangovers, for example. So this is, I just came up with this. I invented the thing right now, but yes, it's gonna be a trilogy.
Okay, cool.
This is something, it suddenly occurred to me that this should be a trilogy.
Oh my gosh,
so
that's awesome.
The first one was, Extraterrestrial was giant alien invasion hangovers. This is a kaiju stuff and hangovers, and I don't know which will be the second one.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
So music plays a big part in your movies, and I think you're a very musical person. What is your most thrilling music experience that you've ever been to?
I mean, my biggest music experience in my personal life.
Yeah, like whether it's been on a show or
in Spain. In Spain, there's a kind of a famous electronic songwriter and singer. He's called Joe Crepúsculo.
Okay.
Which in English means Joe Twilight.
Okay.
And he plays these beautiful songs on the stage, and he's just having the synthesizers and the computer, so he has a really small show. When he's making the tour through Spain, I am the chorus, so I dance next to him for the whole concert.
Really?
And I dance and I play the chorus and I support the guy, and I have a different name. So it's really funny when people are on the air, I don't know, watching the show, and suddenly they realize that that's a guy that makes films. That guy made Time Crimes. Why this guy dancing on sunglasses on stage? But if you go to YouTube, there are hundreds of videos in which I'm just there dancing for this guy.
That's great.
So that's one of my best experiences.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
I'm convinced that if you're a filmmaker, 50% of your life has to be about something else other than films. Because if your whole life is devoted to films, what are your movies about? You need to be something else.
Yes.
My career as a chorus guy and a dancer on stage for me is as important as my career making films. I promise.
That's great. That's awesome.
You can go to YouTube, Joe Crepúsculo, and Alacrán is my artistic name.
Oh, all right. We gotta look that up.
Alacrán, which means the scorpion.
That's awesome. And my last question for you, obviously you are just a huge fan of film and movies, and you're at the greatest fest in the world here.
The best one.
The best one. What are some of your favorite scenes from movies that have always stuck with you?
Are you talking about a specific scene?
Yeah, like specific scenes from a movie that have always stuck with you.
One of my favorite movies. I have a lot of favorite films, so I have this. I say that's my favorite film, and I can that movie changes all the time.
Okay.
I have 100 movies that are my most favorite film.
You have a few of them?
But one of those movies could be Alien. Probably Alien is the movie that I can explain for longer why that is my favorite film.
Okay.
I have so many reasons to love Alien in a way that the other movies are not reaching the point.
That kind of inspired you to do that?
I don't know, something in Alien that tells me something about making films. I think Alien is bigger than any of the people involved in Alien. I think Alien, I mean, I love Ridley Scott, of course, but I feel like Alien is a movie in which the talents that are involved in the film create a chemistry that is impossible to repeat.
Okay.
And I'm a film lover. I love classics, and I love silent films, and I love Murnau, and I love Fritz Lang, and I love Buñuel, and I love all the old guys. But Alien is the movie that whispered to my ears, like telling that your directing skills are not enough, which is a way to perceive things in a humble way. No matter how great you are, to make a movie like that one. To make a movie like Alien, you need some kind of magic happening, some kind of chemistry between all the people involved in the film that makes a result that is bigger than all the parts involved.
Yeah.
And probably my favorite scene is Alien, is when Ripley is trying to hide into the astronaut suit at the end of the film, the climax, and you can see the alien hidden between the tubes and everything.
Yeah.
And he shows the tongue. It's a classic phallic metaphor.
Yeah.
And in order for her to get inside the suit, she has to make this kind of movement. That was the most exciting scenes of my life, even to the sexual point. I remember being horny about that scene even when I was a child.
That's awesome.
Even without knowing what horny meant.
Yeah.
Even before having an actual sexual life. Even before jerking.
Yeah.
I saw the scene and I was so excited to a point that is unbelievable. And that scene keeps being like something really deep and frightening and sexual and exciting and horrible at the same time. That's one of my favorite scenes in
that's awesome.
I'm a pervert. I'm a pervert.
Well, we all are. A perfect dancer. Nacho Vigalondo, everybody. Go see Colossal. It's one of the best films of the year.
Oh, thank you.
All right. Thanks so much, man.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Awesome.